Beats by Dallas, make it hurt.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Commercial Real Estate Investing, the Black Community Edition, Education Wednesdays. I'm your humble host, Dominic Green, Managing Partner for Technical Commercial Real Estate Services here in the Dallas area. Want to just come in briefly, talk briefly, won't hold up too long, it won't be a long video, and basically just talk about, like I said, this channel is to talk about things that are going on, things that I'm hearing, paying attention to, conversations I'm listening in on. It's all about commercial real estate, right? Because our goal is to own and control income-producing commercial real estate for the purposes of taking care of our family, friends, and things that are most important to us, right? Generational wealth and all that. So, with that being said, one thing in particular that I had a conversation with and talked about briefly. Maybe, I don't know how many episodes it is now, but the whole thing, the whole build for rent, not phenomenon, but enthusiasm that's been gaining here with it, with different people and different developers getting into it. You got your home builders, your Lennars and them, your Toll Brothers, getting into it, raising funds, doing these build to rent homes, single family home communities. And then I just oddly enough had a conversation with an individual that's developing, even though I've seen a couple of projects here in the Dallas-Fort Worth market that's happening, coming online. And so with that being said, in this latest article where somebody's gotten funding, demand is there, and there's always been demand. I mean, we know that in general, people rent single family homes all the time, but nothing has been more so in the community aspect with the same amenities that you would get like in the multifamily, and just the preference of individuals willing to pay extra to live in a home because obviously the benefits of it, right? You got your own private garage, backyard, home I said ain't more space, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 4-bedroom, whatever. It's designed, and you're not all on top of someone else. You have more of that community feel per se, and then just the individuals that are willing to pay for it, and especially during a time when people were coming out of ownership of homes, want to have something of more of a semblance of that, right? So that's been gaining steam here even more so. So like I said, where everybody's getting in it. And so for those that have experience, owning single family homes in conjunction with or know someone that has, home builder experience, development experience, this can be an opportunity, for those that to do it. Now, from my observation, a lot of this stuff is happening on the outskirts of some of the MSAs. I haven't seen anything that's like, nearby the cities per se, but obviously it depends on the availability of land, and then also the cost of land, right? Because even from some of these home builders, they're having to charge, higher amounts for their homes because the cost of land has gotten more expensive, right? And that's just the way that the economy has been, the way the real estate has been. Everything is up, everything is expensive per se, and per your location, and per the market that you're in. But here in Texas, majority of stuff is up. Your industrial, your retail is even doing that as well in some instances. To which I wanted to say, grocery anchor retail, which if you paid attention to the news maybe a couple months ago or a month or so ago, Blackstone and Kamiko basically are doing a joint venture in a sense, acquiring these grocery retail, anchor retail properties. Because again, people were still going, even during the pandemic, people were still going to shop, even with the advent of pickup, buy online, pick up, at the location. People were still going. The retailers that were associated or nearby were still doing pretty well, even with online sales, e-commerce sales, right? Because it's just, the draw of your top grocers, though they draw the traffic at least, 2 to 3 times a week, But just to want to point that out, that retail, even though you still hear it, it's not dead. There's still opportunities there. Everything is subjective. Everything is niche wise. But back to this build to rent topic. Um, I think that it's something that will continue to grow. For how long, I have no idea. I know, you're talking about when you're building this type of homes, you're talking about a mass amount of land per se. So that's the biggest I've seen community wise from, more local individuals that are not, private equity or funded by private equity. I think the most I've seen is like 30 to 40 homes in the community, where these guys are talking about building massive, almost 100 to 200 single family home communities. So, yeah, so I think there's opportunity, right, for it to happen. And I always think that, in these cases where, land is kind of expensive, the redevelopment of certain like large industrial building sites and things like that are no longer at its highest and best use are probably the best opportunity, especially if you want to get closer to the city. Because I'm thinking about a competitive advantage always whenever I'm investing in anything. But that's just me, because I'm holding something long term, and we want to have a competitive advantage of some sort over our competition. And then it always works well when it goes for the story, at some point in time we decide to sell. So I will look into that for those that are interested in doing that. From what I've seen, operating expenses are slightly lower, because a lot of stuff is on to the individual, repairs and stuff like that. In most cases, it can be higher, but that's always going to be dictated by whatever the lease agreement is and how you decide to run your community. And then also the additional amenities that you have or develop. Or maybe you just simply just keep it as homes and maybe have a little green space. I mean, who knows? I've seen a couple of versions that I've seen where it's more of a community, like a multifamily property, garden style in a sense, where you have all these amenities that go there, clubhouses, parks, all that stuff, pools. And then I've seen it to where it's just almost the bare minimum. It's just the homes itself, on a couple of rows, and there's nothing else there. So it all works. So again, this is just something to bring attention to. Just another alternative. I know it's not exactly per se commercial real estate, but we're in the business of investing. We're in the business of income producing, but you'll be running it like that, like it's a residential multifamily property in a sense. So, like I said, didn't want to take too much time. It's not going to be a long video, but we're going to keep progressing. I know it's November, so we're going to keep pushing towards our goals, which one of them, again, for me is acquiring and preserving affordable housing throughout, the Texas Triangle here in Texas. So continue to build in that progress, partners, investors, so forth and so on. And doing my best to collaborate and provide information to you guys and whoever else needs information to the best of my ability. So I thank you guys always for, staying tuned to the channel, participating, sending, leaving comments, asking questions, reaching out. Like I said, I always do my best, and if I can't find it, I'll do my best to find it. So like, share, subscribe, definitely hit the thumbs up button. Definitely like it, definitely leave a comment, just anything particular we want to discuss, out of the ordinary. Let's do that. This is the platform to do that. This is the platform to have those conversations. So until next time, guys, until next Wednesday, happy investing. Peace.
These my dollars make it hurt.